Hi, welcome back to the channel, TrainStation 2. Alright, got first in this Train Tycoon mini event with 133 stars. And of course, I managed to reach that milestone level of 250. Alright, so far no luck, and there's the 1-star container. Has been getting all these common trains, but it's really expected. Here we are, we have about 22 hours left before the end of this mini event. Of course, this is just an interim event with something we'd all look forward to, the Japan event. So here we are going to fulfill any bits of requirement that is really using all those required trains like epic trains or diesel engines and whatnot. Okay, so like I said, milestone level is 250. Why so? It's because 250 I'm able to use so fast to exchange for an additional dispatcher, which is really important given the fact that Japan event is going to start soon, and if you have an additional dispatcher, that will be really come in handy, i.e. we have a total of 8 dispatcher, and when Harry comes for part-time, then we have 9, or of course, and we engage an additional one using 25 gems, then we have 10. So really, I think it will come in really handy and probably able to save me some gems, given the fact that my gems levels or reserve has been really low right now after spending quite a number of gems in the previous event. Here we are saving up every bits of gems you could find, be it rewards or be it as those daily videos of 1 gem each. So with that, now we have 90. That means that when the start of the Japan event, we should be able to expand one of the event factories by using 30 gems. That leaves us probably 60 gems left. I'm hoping to save another 20 gems so that at least we can have 2 slots extended in that event factory, because I think the second event factory will require 80 gems. So I'm really trying my best to save up the additional 20 gems in order to before the start of the Japan event itself. Alright, for this mini event, it's really using all that requests, be it like epic trains. Then you use the smallest capacity possible to send those epic trains out, so at least you can send another one with the limited amount of inventory that we have. But at the same time, been collecting a lot of things from the factories that actually push the limits towards the cap that we have in the storage in the warehouse. So again, we got to see how we can manipulate the items to be sent out or manufacturing the other items. Last resort, of course, is to bin away things. Do not shy away from binning things, because that's required, otherwise you can't progress well. So we along the way, because of the number of finished completed jobs, that allows us to really propel ourselves up in the leveling up. Some of you may be worried that we are now probably assuming very near towards the end of the current region. So what is going to happen, like for example, when we go to 300, we may go to another region, and now assuming I'm at a 295, for example. Alright, so you may have a dilemma: should you quickly go and level up and then start on a new region before Japan event start, or should you enter into the new region just before or after joining the Japan event? Okay, so as I said, sometimes you can't control, because you're being pushed to do things that cause you level up. But again, you would always have to prepare at the so-called 70th mark, or if you could do it earlier, like 50th mark. Like now, 250, the finishing is 300, which is so-called the mid mark already. Then the 50 percentile, we should start saving event keys. How many event keys will be sufficient for you to bring over the new region? I would say have at least 3,000. Why so? You spend 1,000 metal keys on buying 200 key per container type, i.e. those 2 stars, and then the remaining 2,000 on the buying 20 numbers of those 1-star containers. That will give you a good size at a starting point. And of course, the event itself, when you play in Japan, you will have 5 trains, 2 legendary, 1 epic, 1 rare, and 1 common to be claimed. Of course, if you're lucky, you can claim all, otherwise you should minimally claim 2 legendary, 1 epic. Alright, so how do you go about that in near to the tail end of the current region. I will urge you not to try to enter into the new region without any trains before the start of the event. Try to delay as much as possible until you have sufficient event keys and event coins to so-called get the trains before you enter in the new region, i.e. try to target within the first 3 competition you get this legendary train, but do not exchange for legendary train in the current region, but rather exchange it only in the new region itself. So with that, you will have at least 2 legendary and 1 epic train in the new region, which will be really useful when you enter in the new region itself, because getting legendary and epics are really rare, very difficult to do so from containers. Okay, so make full use of the event. Who knows, maybe if you are lucky, you only happen to cross that new region at the tail end of Japan. I think that's fantastic, because even you're in the midst of the event, you cross over, you'll find yourself losing competitions, because that's the facts of life. I mean, once you enter a new region, they always use the current region and the previous region trains. Previous regions you'll be fine because probably you have a good size fleet, but in the current region you will suffer a lot because of the small capacity and size fleet. So that's really why you shouldn't level up that fast. You should try to save as many meta keys as possible. And 2 other things you got to save before entering a new region would be basically the train parts and the money. I would say those friends are in region 1 and 2, those are the best times. You should have a good size fleet, do not rush to level up, and once you cross over the so-called region 3, you give the shocking expensive upgrades. Once you cross region 4, you'll find region 3 really cheap, and when you cross this to region 5, likewise you experience the same thing, that region 4 is cheap. So you can imagine how disastrous it is. And if you imagine you from level so-called region 2 go to region 3 and you don't have enough parts and money, I think you'll suffer quite a fair bit. Okay, so try your best, do whatever you could. Try to maintain in region 1 and 2 first, grab every single train, upgrade capacity, and of course got to work on the populations, because 5 bidding techniques is a technique that I've been sharing with you and it works. I'm almost there, reaching 7950, and then I will upgrade my warehouse just before the Japan event. And again, I'm going to upgrade the number of dispatcher just before the Japan event. So this is how you should prepare, if you could, before the event itself. Alright, so here we try to collect as many parts as we could, and of course I'm going to show you just now there 250 with a good number of, I think, 1500 so far. So I will redeem additional dispatcher permanently. So warehouse is getting really full because of the fact that we're collecting items, and that is part of the request for this mini event. And I'm going to bin away stuff that are very small quantities because they have no use but just taking up spaces. Okay, so this is a habit you should cultivate, and then try to remove items you no longer require to generate more warehouse space. So that is the consequences of a small warehouse space. You got to be more diligent in doing such things, and sometimes a waste because you got to throw away stuff that are really good, but unfortunately you have no other choice. So I'm trying to save space for the sofa, because otherwise we will not have sufficient space for sofa later on as well. We should get to upgrade for the next dispatcher. So far so good. We're doing quite a fair bit, 79 already, and of course all this hard work pays off. Eventually we managed to win and we get that epic train parts, and that's not only it, we got, I think, 1500 headquarter EVPs, those points, right? Alright, so iron mill again, and so we can fulfill that additional items that's requested, because we called for a saw mill. That is how you work. Sometimes try not to watch that video unless really necessary, because you just want to hasten some really long-winded production parts. Alright, so here we are, another 1-star container as usual. Common parts will be used. Alright, just cross the line 250, and I think more importantly is really work hard on the sofa right now. given that we are now leading quite a comfortable gap between myself and the second place. So really wanted to quickly work on those so far, so eventually gonna unlock that dispatcher. Alright, again, some common parts will be coming my way. Alright, that's the end of the mini event. We managed to have a good gap. Won this 86 epic upgrade materials. And of course, as I mentioned, getting first, we get 1500 VP per competition, and that would work towards the next level of rewards in the headquarters. Thank you for watching. Do like and subscribe. Goodbye.